On the 21st day of the month of September, in an early year of a decade, not too long before our own, the human race suddenly encountered a deadly threat to its very existence, and this terrifying enemy surfaced, as such enemies often do, in the seemingly most innocent and unlikely of places. Little shop of horrors, little shop of terror, watch them drop. Little shop of horrors, oh no. So, Kaleigh, I have finally discovered how to do well in speech and debate.
Well, do tell me, sir.
I sure will, Kaleigh. She's the most impressive of high school students who partake in this activity. Choose pieces that are synchronized, polished, rehearsed, funny, dramatic. I'm not crazy, don't call me crazy, edgy. And lastly, music class.
Well, Mason, that is extraordinarily funny because I have the perfect piece.
Do tell, Kaleigh.
I will. It involves a loser stock boy, a ditzy blonde, almost, and finally,
A giant alien plant that comes from outer space for the sole purpose of manipulating everyone into getting what she wants and finally eating all of them. You know, Kaleigh, that sounds a lot like the competitive environment of speech and debate. Little Shop of Horrors.
by Howard Ashman.
Little Shop.
Look at that, 6 o'clock and we haven't sold so much as a fern. Seymour! Seymour, what's going on down there?
Hey, little Mr. Mushnick, I got these plants repotted for you. Oh!
Seymour, look what you've done to the inventory. Don't yell at Seymour, Mr. Mushnick.
Hi there, Audrey. You look very radiant today. Is that new eye makeup?
I'll clean it up for any of the customers get here. Seymour, why don't you run in the back and get that strange and interesting new plant you've been working on? You see, Mr. Mushnick, some of these plants Seymour's been tinkering around with are very unusual, and we both think that maybe if we put it in the front window, it attracts some
I'm
customers.
afraid it's not feeling very well today, but
What kind of weirdo plant is that, Seymour?
I'm not quite sure, sir. I haven't been able to identify it in my books, so I gave it my own name. I call it an Audrey tulip.
After me?
I hope you don't mind. You see, sir, if you put a strange and interesting new plant like this in the window, then maybe...
Maybe what? Do you realize how ridiculous you sound? Just because you put a strange and interesting new plant in the window doesn't mean people suddenly... Where'd you get it?
Well,
Dad?
you remember that total eclipse of the sun a few weeks back? Dad, I was walking in the wholesale flower district that day when I came across this old Chinese man, Dad, who sometimes sells me weird and exotic cuttings. He had nothing unusual there that day.
Nope, Dadu.
And I was about to, walk on by when suddenly, without warning, there was this total eclipse of the sun. Then it got very dark and I heard a strange humming sound like something from another world, Dadu. Then when the light came back on, this weird plant was just sitting there.
Whoopsie-doo.
Then the old Chinese man sold it to me for $1.95.
Well, put it in the window. I'm going to dinner. Good night, Mr. Mushnick. Goodbye, Seymour. I got a date tonight.
Good night, Audrey. Dewey, I don't know what else to do for you, bud. Are you a sickly little plant or just plain stubborn? Please, grow for me. Hey, look at that, you're opening up. What made you do that? Well, I guess a few drops couldn't hurt as long as you don't make a habit of it or anything. Little shop.
And let's begin our interview with Seymour Krelborn, the young botanical. Do you mind if I call you a genius?
Gosh, no.
The genius who has developed a new breed of plant life hitherto unknown on this planet, the Audrey 2. Just one last question, Mr. Krelborn. Do you feed it anything special?
Special. No, it's a secret formula, but it's not hard to come by.
I see. Thanks for dropping by.
I'd like to remind our listeners that Audrey 2 is on display exclusively at Mushnick Skid Row floors, open 6 days a week, 10 to 6. How'd I do? Audrey, who's this guy?
This is my boyfriend, Oren Scribillo.
DDS. I'll tell you something, guy. You raised this thing, right? Well, if I were you, I sure as hell wouldn't keep it under a barrel here in Skid Row.
Seymour is very loyal.
Was someone talking to you?
Oh, no, it's excuse me.
Excuse me, what?
Excuse me, doctor.
That's better. I'm telling you, kid, this thing is a big green gold mine. Get your ass out of this dump and take the plant with you. Let's go, baby.
Goodbye, Seymour.
Bye, Audrey. Here we go again, Tui. I don't got much left. Just let me heal for a few days, okay? Then we can start on the left hand again. Feed me. Beg your pardon? Feed me. Tui, you talked. You opened up your trap and you said, feed me. Joy, does it have to be a human draw? Feed me. Where am I supposed to get a draw? Feed me, Seymour.
Feed me alone.
Because if you feed me, Seymour, I can grow up big and strong. You eat blood, Audrey, too. What am I supposed to do? Kill people?
I'll make it worth your while.
Look, you're a plant, an inanimate object. Does this look inanimate to you, punk? If I can talk and I can move, who'll say that I can't do anything I want? No thanks, Tui, but you have nothing till you met me. Come on, what'll it be, kid? Money? Girls? Why not taking a girl? How about that, Audrey? Come on, think it over. There must be someone you can 86 real quiet and give me a little lunch. No, I don't know anyone who deserves to get chopped up and fed to a hungry plant. Christ, man, what a freaking scatterbrain.
I'm sorry, doctor. I'm sorry. I seem to forgot my sword.
Shut. Move it. Sure you do. Smacking her around, always acting so tough. More than enough. So go get it. Watch him next. Oh, it's you, Seymour, in my dentist's office all alone. The guy with the plant. And the gun. Don't cry, Audrey, please. Please don't cry.
Oh, I don't know what's come over me. I guess I'm just a little under the weather lately.
It's Orange, isn't it?
Oh.
You've been down in the dumps ever since his mysterious disappearance. Audrey, you shouldn't waste one more minute worrying about that creep. There are plenty of guys out there that'll give anything to go out with you.
Oh, I don't deserve a nice guy, Seymour. I deserve a creep like Thorne Scribble or DDS. You want to know where I met him? In the gutter.
That's what it's all behind you now. Underneath those bruises, you know what I always saw? A girl I respected. I still do. Baby!
What was that?
Chow time, cowboy, feed me food! Now, just suppose for a minute that there'd never been an Audrey 2, that I was just a nothing again and a nobody. Would you still like me?
Oh, I'd still love you, Seymour. A machete.
Shit, tomorrow morning, right after the reporter takes our photo, you know who bites the dust?
Seymour, you're talking so peculiar.
Everything tomorrow. Just go home now, Audrey. Go home. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about anything.